everyone, my name is Tatiana the Slow Crafter, and in today's video I'll be working with the My Monthly Hero Kit from January 2023 from Hero Arts. And as you can see in this picture, it is substantially loaded with a very large die set, a very large stamp set, a stencil, some embellishments, and some cardstock. Now, before I start working with the colored cardstock, I'm going to take a piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to use this bird die from the kit that is so sweet. It has a little heart that it's carrying in its beak, and I'm a sucker for birds, so immediately I gravitated toward this die, and I'm using my Tim Holtz sidekick to cut out two little birds. And then I went straight to the XO stamp set to create a background. And so I'm using some taffy ink from Hero Arts, and I was going to do a tone-on-tone background with the same color ink as the background paper, but then I thought, no, that's too boring. I think I'll just stamp off once and then create this type of background that has some of the X's and O's a little bit darker than the other. It just creates, I think, a more interesting look. And so that's what I'm doing here. It's pretty simple, and I've sped this up 4 times, I think, because it takes a few minutes to do. But now I'm just filling in the bottom because it looks a little awkward when the bottom and the top don't have any X's and O's. And I'm creating a pretty interesting background on that stamp-off paper there. Anyway, it just creates a nice subtle XO background for the rest of the card. Now I'm moving on to taking these two birds, squashing the taffy ink into the tray, and then just using a water brush with no water in it to transfer the ink onto the hearts in the birds' beaks. And that takes no time at all, and suddenly they're flying with red hearts instead of white hearts. Okay, so now what I've done here is off camera, before this video even started, I'd already made a red heart with some splattered white ink. I just took some white paint, actually not ink, and put it on a craft mat and added some water to it, and then took my brush and dipped into it and then splattered it all over the red heart. So that's why the red heart is splattered. So I took this Filled with Love stamp and just boom, one shot, I got it. That's that VersaFine ink. I tell you, VersaFine ink. Amazing. Then I embossed it with clear embossing powder. And now I'm putting some foam tape on the back of the heart just so that it stands up a little bit. And centering it. And there we are. 4 little pieces of tape, and away we go. We've got a heart. We've got some splatters, we've got a sentiment, and we've got birds flying with pink or red hearts. Now I'm putting some very small dimensionals on the back of the birds, and I go to put them together, and as I do that, I'm like, oh, you know what? That looks really cute, where the birds' hearts meet in the middle, and it looks like they're both carrying one heart. So I just put some glue on the back of one of them, and I squeeze them together. And then I turned them upside down, took off all these tiny little pieces of paper and flipped it over, and suddenly the birds are both carrying the same heart. Now I'm going to use some gold paper that I bought at the dollar store, and I got this at Dollarama in Canada, and I just want to point out that this paper is extremely thin, and that's why you get probably, I think there's maybe 10 or 20 pieces in a pack for $1.25, and I thought, how is this possible that they can sell this beautiful gold foil, it's more like gold mirror cardstock, for $1.25, but I figured it out when I was adding glue to it. The reason that they can do it is because it's extremely thin. It's probably twice as thick as tin foil. Like, it's so thin. And you can tell that because when I put the glue on, you can see the glue right through, I don't know, yeah, you can see it here. You can see the glue right through the through the paper. And so I was trying really hard to squish it down to see if I could get it to flatten out, but it didn't really matter because I was just using it as a matting layer anyway. And so that's why I had to use my craft knife here to cut down the sides. And I must say, if you're going to cut down the sides of a card, do not do it after you've already put foam tape underneath something, because then you have to really try to angle the ruler properly, as I'm doing here, and try to apply pressure while not moving the ruler. And it wasn't easy. It was kind of tricky, so I would suggest not doing this. But it wasn't until after that I figured out that I wanted that gold layer, which meant that this layer had to be cut down a bit. So anyway, I finally accomplished that, and now I'm just going to put some glue on the back in the same manner as I did before. I'm going to attach it to the front. This is the ever important landing phase, and you got to get that right. And I seem to get it right this time anyway. So I'm just squashing it down there. And then I put some sequins. The pack comes with sequins, and it comes with heart-shaped embellishments, and I just wanted the heart-shaped embellishments. So I took them out and I tried to put them randomly on the card, but there's something about a human's brain that it doesn't allow you to put them randomly, because your brain is telling you to space them out. So I took them all off and then I just threw them down, hoping that that would make them more random. But I don't know if that worked or not. Anyway, I just put them sort of close to each other but spread out at the same time, like in little groupings, and I was hoping that that would look random. And I don't know, I guess it does. Now I'm just I bought one of these little multi-medium mats from Ranger, and I always see people using them, and they have these really tiny like the dispenser part of the glue is super tiny, and I thought that's what I was going to get for some reason, but the bottle just came with a regular tip, which it's not small enough for these tiny hearts, so I was using the wrong glue for sure. I should have used my regular glue, which has a smaller head, but anyway, I think I managed to get it sorted out, except that some glue squished out the side, which is, I swear, my biggest problem when crafting is glue squishing out the side. I do have a better glue dispenser, as I said, but I wasn't using it here, so anyway, it all worked out for the better. And then I'm just trying to push down the corner of the card, which folded up. So here's some action shots, or no, these are still shots. My goodness, not action shots. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe. Have a great day.